religious education minister, marriage and family. King enrolled in a Cruiser Theological Seminary in Chester, Pennsylvania. King's father fully supported his decision to continue his education and made arrangements for King to work with the J.P.S. Barbour, a family friend who pastored at the Calvary Baptist Church in the Chester. King became known as one of the sons of Calvary, an honor he shared with the William Augustus Jones Jr. and Samuel D. Proctor, who both went on to become well-known preachers in the black church. While attending Cruiser, King was joined by Walter Mackel, a former classmate at Morehouse at the Cruise. King was elected president of the student body. The African American students of the Cruiser, for the most part, conducted their social activities on Edward Street. King became fond of the street because a classmate had an aunt who prepared collard greens for them, which they both relished. King once reproved another student for keeping beer in his room, saying they had shared responsibilities as African American to bear the burdens of the Negroes races. For a time, he was interested in Walter Rauschenbusch and social gospel. In his third year at the Cruiser, King became romantically involved with the white daughter of an immigrant German woman who worked as a cook in the cafeteria. The woman had been involved with a professor prior to her relationship with King. King planned to marry her, but friends advised against it, saying that an interracial marriage would provoke animosity from both blacks and whites, potentially damaging his chance of ever posturing a church in the South. King tearfully told a friend that he could not endure his mother's pain over the marriage and broke the relationship off 6 months later. He continued to have lingering feelings toward the woman he left. One friend was quoted as saying he never recovered. King graduated with a B. Diver's degree in 1951. Boston University. King began doctoral study in the systematic theology at the Boston University. While pursuing doctoral studies, King worked as an assistant minister at the Boston Historic Baptist Church with the Reverend William Hunter Esther. Esther was an old friend of King's father and was an important influence on King in Boston. King befriended a small cadre of the local minister his age and sometimes guest pastored at their churches, including the Reverend Michael Hines, associated pastor at 12th Baptist Church in the Roxbury, a younger brother of the jazz drummer Roy Hines. The young men often held bull sessions in their various apartments, discussing theology, sermon style, and social issues. At the age of 25 in 1954, King was called as a pastor of Dexter Avenue Baptist Church in the Montgomery, Alabama. King received his Ph.D. degree on June 5, 1955, with his dissertation initially supervised by the Edgar S. Brightman and upon the latter's death by the Lawton Harold D. Wolfe, titled A Comparison of the Conception of God in the Thinking of Paul Tillich and Henry Nelson Wayman. An academic inquiry in October 1991 concluded that the portion of his doctoral dissertation had been plagiarized and he had acted improperly. However, despite its finding, the committee said that no thought should be given to the provocation of the Dr. King's doctoral degree, an action that the panel said would serve no purpose. The committee found that this decision still makes an intelligent contribution to scholarship. A letter is now attached to the copy of King's dissertation held in the university library, noting that the numerous passages were included without the appropriate quotation and citation of sources. Significant debates exist on how to interpret King's pilgrimism